Nah, what's going on, boys? We about to get this back test session. I'm gonna wait till some more people could join up before we do anything. Yo, what's up, Diego? Where you get Kino in this joint? I'm not sure what I'm gonna backtest. I may do all of. Where did I backtest before? May. I'm gonna do the same thing. Backtest all of May. And I'm gonna see what we can get. Cause the one thing I do have is I have notes, not notes, well, backtested data from all of May. So I'm basically just gonna see if I can get the same type of score. Risk reward taking the same setups through backtesting, essentially. All right, Kino will join through, but we're gonna get right into it. So this is gonna be the 1st of May. I'm gonna write down on a sticky note, basically 20 days, and I'm gonna see how many trades I can win out of those 20 days, winning and losing. All right, hold on, I'm just making a chart real quick. All right, but so it's out of 20 days, because yeah, there's 30 days in a month, but there's only 5 trading days each. So we just gonna see what we can do. Let this play a little bit. So basically at this point, the main thing that I'm always doing when I come to backtest, yo gang, what's going on? But the main things is always A's the session and the previous A's highs or lows. Those tend to be the areas that I'm watching for the most part when it comes to liquidity, when it comes to looking for an overall false break in price, because that's mainly the type of setup that I trade is more or less false break scenarios. So I mark up the previous A's high, previous A's low, A's in session high, A's in session low in the 50% of the Asian range. And then ideally, since I trade London session, I wait for that 2 to 3 o'clock window to potentially see price run an old high or low. So in this case, something I would be watching for a potential trade is watching to see if we can run this previous high, Asian range high, to potentially have a false break scenario to run to these lows. I don't know if that's going to be the setup that it gives me, but I'm going to just play each candle forward. I'm going to watch it. So as of right now, it's 2:15 in the AM. I'm going to mark up this high because this high right here looks like something that could be potentially getting reached for, as it did. And now I want to see if it's going to potentially come for the Asian range high, because it's still 2:30, so it still has a little bit of time. came close, and there we go. We just got the run at what time? 3:15. So in my opinion, based off time and price, I think there's a potential trade in here, based off the fact that we ran a specific high at a specific time. And where would I target? Targeting a specific low, which would be the Asian range low for about a 1 to 2.6. And if I lose, it's -1, and then we just kind of call it a day. Consolidate a little bit for the most part. And it came higher. But did it hit TP1? If it hit TP1, then it's a break-even trade. Okay, so hit TP1 but never hit TP2, so that would have been a break-even trade. On to the next one. So that just would have been one and done. Let's see what happens for the most part. For the most part, it looks like the day ended up continuing bearish after a certain point, after 12 in the afternoon. So the main move happened really late in the day. So unless I would have been long during London, honestly wouldn't have really mattered too much. But same thing, going right through. We got the Asian range high and low. We got this fair value gap that I'm watching up here on the 15-minute that looks pretty clean. Mark that up also. Yo, what's going on, Martin?
Yo, what up, Andre? What's going on, my man?
Chilling, just back testing May. Gonna do the full month again like I did last time. And just see what my win rate would have been. Not win rate, but how much I would have made compared to what I'm risking. Just taking the same setup, same session.
Would you have to say this last week was a lot cleaner moves than the compared to the like essentially the last 2 weeks, the prior?
Mm, uh,
We'll find out, I guess, on the back testing.
yeah, I'm not doing May. I'm not doing June though. That would have been June. But what I definitely do think, I'm trying to think. I think it's just been iffy. Certain pairs had their stuff, but I wouldn't say it was 100% just way more cleaner this week.
Did you have off the record? Did you have a good little mini vacation, man?
Yeah, it's Philly, but did what I could.
Hell yeah!
But I'm just trying to get this back to some ready to start the week again. I'm trying to get to work.
Roger that.
Fuck everything else. Fuck mini vacation. I'm just trying to. You mean? How was you? I know
Shit, man.
you was doing your
Virginia was
thing.
wild, bro. It's always good to go out there. Last time I went out there was 5 years ago, so yeah,
Mm.
dude. And then that East Coast, y'all are getting that fucking
But they had
smoke
the
from
smoke.
Canada.
Bro, it was horrible. I can't. Like, I wouldn't have had that smoke if I was in Florida. But since I went to Philly, I had it.
Sheesh.
Alright, we just made a high right here. Going into this 2:30, so going into 3 o'clock, we're gonna run this high. That's a good closure in my opinion. Now, even though we have that 34-100, time and price does potentially show me that there is a chance that this could run it, especially the fact that it kind of built up this liquidity by this low. When price fails to run an old high or low, a lot of the time I try to pay attention to that because there could be a chance that is more likely gonna run for it. So let's see. This would have been trade number 2. Okay, that one looks like it's gonna be. Oh, I'm gonna say this one's a win for the most part, just because based off the idea, it came into that 15-minute for value gap, and then the only thing is that 30-point stop loss. But I'm gonna take that as a win just because of what it was. So that's +2. So break even for Monday and the +2 for Tuesday. Now it's back testing always, so it's never gonna be 100%. So I'm not gonna say this was a loss because the trade idea worked. So we will move on to the next one, just like that. And then for the most part, it looks like it remained bearish for a good remainder of the day. Oh yeah, remained bearish for a great portion of the day. And that would have
Holy
been a
shit.
crazy move and shit. That would have been a great move to wake up to. Would have woke up at, yeah. It just kept falling from 9:30 to and then 11 it started having retracements. That's a pretty good move. If you would have been in London right there at 3 o'clock, There's all was dropping from there.
500 pip move.
Was it 500? It was about, yeah, 660. Big old move. All right, I see this 15-minute fair value gap right above here. That looks like price could potentially have a run into that area. You also have 33,800 right at that fair value gap also. So that's more than likely going to be an area potentially watching for a short, potentially reach for what? The Asian range low. And also, I do see that there is a gap at that Asian range low from the new day open. Right in here, like the small little gap in there. And that's ideally where I would want to see price reach for down there. Let's just give it some time first. See what time we can run into this area. We did create a little false high right here. What time is it? It's already 3 a.m. So there could be this chance we get a push above. Boom. Off of that run of the high, I'll take it off of that. Same trade idea. 30 points off of a false break going into high probability time. 3,300 right there. The only thing in this at this point I would be worried about is if stop loss is just either too wide or too short. Let's see. Good little reaction. Let's see. Forget TP. We got hit TP1. And
Break you stop loss.
there we go. That would have been plus 3.6. Same trade idea.
Nice move.
And this is just London too. Well, I think this probably happened. This looks like he had 9:30. So it took majority of London to finally hit, but trade idea still hits. Sometimes it's gonna take longer. Sometimes what happened with one candle. But hey, let's see if it would have kept
Wild
going
if the New
lower.
York reverse. Oh, baby.
Came a little bit. It does look more bullish in my opinion right now. Yeah,
Well,
ran the highs and then dropped. But hey, can't win them all. I won this one. Just wasn't a long term trade. And now we're going into a Thursday. And I do see that weekly gap down there. Not weekly, that daily gap, that price. Okay, I went a little bit forward. So this at 315, we're coming down into this gap, which is also another sign that I could be potentially looking for a long. So let's see, mark the Asian range high or low. I'm probably gonna be looking for price to trade into the 50% of this Asian range to ideally see if price can have a run higher. Where would I ideally be reaching for? Previous is high, best case scenario. Previous is low, could potentially get hit because everything is so bearish. But since it's going into Thursday, Thursday tends to be a reversal day, so maybe we can get something like this to have a retracement and then keep going lower, or maybe you'll just keep dropping from here. But let's see what happens. Bullish. Let me watch these highs now, because this tends to be something that happens. Watch these highs. Boom, we tap into this area at 6:45. So timing really is there. In my opinion, this probably would have been a no trade day at this point if I wasn't in the shorts, because these longs, let's see how they play out. It is consolidating there, but it's not the time of day. And as you can see, boom, look at that. It just came back lower. So I'll just say no trade for this Thursday. So 0. Then on to the next. Like clockwork. Friday, everything's been mostly bearish for the most part. So on this, I would ideally be looking for a continuation for price to continue lower. Where would that potentially go? We have this 15-minute for value gap in here, right above this Asian session high. We also have the Asian session range. Mark this up. Boom. And then we have, it looks like a 250 mid-figure level right here. So I'm going to watch that when price trades back into that fair value gap, and I'm going to see what time it trades into it to potentially look for shorts to take price lower. And where can I also target the Asian range low and this gap right behind the Asian range that was from the new day open. So what I want to see, potentially move something like this. That would have been what I'm ideally searching for. Okay, we got a little run. We got a fake high right here. So one thing I do like about when the price makes fake highs is for those false breaks. So we have this high that price made it look like it potentially could have been the high to keep going lower. But if that high gets ran going into my high probability time, boom. What time is this? 2:15. Let's see what happens. Boom, ran the highs at 2:30, and let's see if we can get one more push of it. Boom. So as of right here, this is now going into that 3 o'clock almost time. So I would be ideally waiting. Let's see if we can get that 250. Boom. So 250. So let's just say we're being safe with it. We got in at the fair value gap, ideally. 30-point stop loss, which will be right above this high. And where would I target? Asian range low. And this gap down here for a potential 1 to 3.6. We got a little reaction going into 3 o'clock. So let's see if it continues bearish. Oh, that would have been loss. -1. It could look good, but let's see if it continues to fall or go higher. Yeah, it started to consolidate for the most part. So just being out of that trade early would have been more beneficial than trying to make something happen. And longs definitely look like they were more prevalent for sure. Hey, Friday had a reversal, so now going into next Monday, we're gonna be looking for ideal longs to continue price going higher to possibly reach for these last week's high. Oh, didn't mean to do that. So let me go all the way back. That's unfortunate. Let's go all the way back to May. Alright, this was May. We went through all this. So we're on like May 7th or 8th. Let's see. Let's get back to where we went. That's the only thing I don't like about the trading view. Should be a little annoying. Tuesday. Wednesday. Yeah. The back testing on trading view is not perfect, but it's definitely making the best of what we do have. Friday, almost there. And we're at Sundays open. Well, Monday's open. First things I notice, I do have this gap in between price from right here, that new day open gap, and also looks like the new week open gap since it's the beginning of a new week. So one thing I'm gonna be watching for is ideally to see if price is gonna have a move or reaction off of that area. If we're bearish, this low looks like a good area to reach for. And if we're bullish, more than likely reach for that previous day's high up there. And now let's just let time and price see what price is going to do at certain times, because that's the main thing. So right now it's 130. Boom, we're reaching for this short-term high right here. There could be a chance that once we run this high, fill in maybe this little gap right here on the 15-minute. Boom, right at that 700 level. It could be a potential move to go lower. So that's what I'm watching for. And what time is it? This is 2:45. So honestly, in my opinion, with the way this is looking, I would be more of a fan of seeing price continue to go lower instead of reaching for this Asian session high. I would be anticipating that this run of this high is a false break scenario within this gap. And where would I be ideally reaching for? This could be a good overall target, but I'll just be aiming for a possible 1 to 2 in this case, just because the trade setup isn't running an Asian session high previously, so it's not a major high or low. So I'm gonna just see it off of this. Damn, went right for that high, -1.
Well, the break of that Asian session high could have been the entry point if
Yeah,
you.
let's see though. Yeah, it ended up going higher anyway, so ended up working out.
False trade idea. It's okay.
Let's on to the next. Let's get to this next day, Tuesday. Tuesdays tend to be the better days for these types of trades, so let's watch that. Got the new day open gap right here. Boom, Asian session high, Asian session low. Previous day's low is all the way down here. Everything's already mainly bearish, so could more than likely reach for that previous day's low, considering yesterday was a little bit of a rollover. We're gonna see. We could also be reaching for maybe this short-term high, so we're just watching both, waiting for time to get to its ideal timing. So right here we got 2 a.m. 2 is looking pretty bearish so far, so let's see if it's gonna reach lower. We got an engulfing of this area at 2:30. Could be the potential move to go higher.
Yo, yo.
Yo, what's going on, Kino?
That's good, bro.
Nothing much, just chilling, chilling. So the way I'm looking at this right here, it could either continue to go bullish or this is going to be a false move to come back lower to go higher. But in this case, just based off the fact that it is in the area, I'll say I would have took it at the Asian range low after the engulfing, or even if it was before the engulfing, reaching for the Asian session high. Stop loss around 30 points. I'll say 30 just to
Question,
be
bro.
safe.
Did you ever you remember the last time we did this? Did you ever get the numbers?
Yeah. I sent it to you, remember?
That was for that month. But do you like do consecutive months?
Nah, I'm doing the same month right now. Same one I did before.
Oh, so you're doing it over again.
Yeah.
If you get the numbers again. All right, cool.
Let's see what happens. So yeah. False. Another -1. Yeah, for the most part, this looks like it was a trending day. Those trending days tend to be the days I need to avoid. Let's see if it just keeps trending. I had a little reversal. On to the next. Asian range high, Asian range low. We got this daily gap within here. Got this previous day's high. Boom, previous day's low. Everything is still mainly bearish, and we did run these short-term highs over here. So in my opinion, ideally we would want to see a bearish move, but we can get either or. Right now it is 115. So let's see where price can. Okay, looks like we're reaching for these lows. Okay, kind of creating liquidity in between. We didn't run this low at 130, and we came back to run these highs at around 215. This is a little bit of a fast little break, so I would be wanting to see this come a little bit higher personally, just to really get in there. All right, right there, that would have been my entry right here for the sells. After we really got a good break, same thing. Ideally 30-point stop. Looking to target Asian range low, right around here. 30 is probably a little bit more than what I need, but better safe than sorry. So let's see. Oh, that's that 30-point save. 30 points for the win. +2. And this would have kept going lower too if you ideally would have reached for. I think I remember this situation. If you would have been reaching for this previous day's low, I think it does reverse from here and go higher. Yeah, I remember that perfectly. But it did come lower. But ideally, the 1 to 2 is all we originally needed. On to the next. But nah, what you been up to, Kino? How you? What's
Been
going
doing the
on?
same shit, man. Am I mic on? Yo.
Yeah, it's on.
Yeah, yeah. Been doing the same shit, man. Redoing these numbers over and over and over. Bro, so tell me why I have money in this fucking my account and I'm trying to withdraw it. I've been trying to withdraw it all week, bro, to get it back into this Coinbase account and it's not going through. I heard they going through some legal shit with Coinbase and shit like that you can't get the money back. I'm like, oh, fuck, how the fuck do I get this money out this account now?
No, I'm telling you, Coinbase be on some. Fuck Coinbase.
Yeah, fuck Coinbase. Anyway, we're just doing the same shit, bro. Continuously doing the same strategy, just doing it over and over. Bro, I'm telling you, I know for sure I was gonna be profitable at the end of the month. It just doesn't allow for a losing streak. And I like to
Mm-hmm.
work 1% per trade. And I've, in my opinion, 1% per trade is really not crazy. I only take one trade a day. One
Yeah, it's
percent
just you gotta look at it as like what they give you. So like, say the 6,000 or 10,000, you're risking 10% of that. So it's, in a sense, it's like 10% risk because the
Yeah,
100K counts
basically
aren't
they
really
only give
100K
you six
counts.
thousand. They only gave you six K on that count. I didn't even think about it. I in reality, I didn't really think about it. Like they only give you 6K because if they're only gonna allow you to go down to six
Mm-hmm.
percent, they only literally giving you 6K. So I wasn't thinking about it like that because I know in MFF they gave you pretty much 12K because they can allow you to go all the way down to 12,000 before they close your account. So I'm like, I wasn't thinking about it like that. Now I'm like, I need to incorporate a bigger drawdown limit because also the spreads were bro, I'm taking like 200 $300 hit every trade on the entry and the exit, bro.
Yeah, you gotta like play like smart. You gotta cut like right before it's gonna hit because if you just let it, especially if you're trading those times like New York session, you're gonna get caught in the all the news events, so it's gonna be even worse.
Oh,
Like
you're gonna
London, it'd
get
be
caught in the
alright.
9:30 open that just wicks you crazy, bro.
9:30, 10 o'clock, 8:30, all of them. Like New York's gonna have all the volume, but that's good and bad because the thing is, most people they so used to the challenge accounts that they just get perfect entries, perfect everything. But in reality, them
It's
spreads
not perfect.
is
Yeah,
like how it really is, and
facts.
that's why FTP is good because it's a regulated broker, so they can't really, it's not they can't cap on a lot of it. So it's like more real life execution. Because the other like FTMO, they're all gonna be perfect just because it's 100% demo. Like there's no nothing. It just you put it in, it goes straight in. You take it out, comes straight out.
In my opinion, I like it that way. Even though I know it's not reality, but it's easier to still stay on track, like because your entries get filled exactly where you have them. If my entries get filled exactly where I have them, I'm not taking those type of hits, and it's easier to pass the challenge. The whole point is just to pass the challenge
Yeah. But
and
even
get
then, like the
payouts.
other challenges are all two phase too. So even though we got 6%, it's only one phase though. So it's like
Yeah,
it has its pros and cons. I like it though. It's more or
pros
less
and cons.
just the losing streaks for sure. But I don't think any challenge is really gonna be capable of holding a losing streak. Most of them. This is it's not a lot percentage to risk.
Bruh, I lost 8% in the last 2 weeks.
Oh shit, Martin is here. I didn't even know Martin was here. You was here the whole time, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There's mad other people here. Oh shit! Why y'all niggas so quiet? You know niggas is there, bro.
Andre's going through his back testing right now.
Yeah, yeah. We did this the last time. I ain't know niggas is here. Not gonna count it.
These back tests, my stop loss be getting hit to the point. I don't know if I should call this. Did it get hit? Technically not. Spread would have probably
But the
cooked me,
Spurs would
but
have clipped you. I'm telling you, they would have clipped you.
yeah, I'm
So
gonna just say that
But
to
technically, this
win,
shit
just
would
'cause
have
it's
been
the same
hit.
idea.
but you got in a little under the Asian session high. If you would have got in at least at the Asian session high, that would have been pretty good.
Yeah, it probably would have saved it, but it's all situational. I'm just trying to. It's not gonna be perfect. I'm just trying to get an idea, cause I don't know if I would have hopping in on a candle's rejection, a candle closure. It's really like back test. I can only do so much. I'll just say it was the win though, cause the trade idea still played out.
Makes
2.5.
sense.
The main thing is I'm trying to get the trade idea. Like if I can ideally keep doing the same thing, and let's see how far this would have kept going. Boy, oh boy. God damn. When London hits, should be hitting. A 1 to 15 is crazy. Soon enough. Yeah, 1 to 15 is crazy. On to the next.
All right. So what's your numbers? Which month is this again?
This is May 2023.
Um,
So
so
last month.
you about to compare your numbers from last time to this one?
Yeah. Let's see. Get this
Got the
Asian
exact
range.
information. Ali, I think Ali was here the last time. Not sure.
Was he?
Anil was here the last time.
Yeah, I think they were here. It was just they were quiet, so I don't know.
Quiet.
Talking wise, I know it was the other guy that was here. The
Yeah, another guy, but I don't know his
Yeah, I don't
name.
remember his name. He was definitely in here getting to it. All right, got this fair value gap on the 15 right here. That's also the hour. And the hour also has one in there. So I'm gonna watch that area ideally. Everything's still bearish. So I'm still ideally looking for more bears. Let's see. Let's pull this fib. I want to see where. Okay, and that's the 50% also. Mm, all right, let's see. I'm ideally looking for something in front of these highs. Maybe tap this gap before coming lower. No, just gotta let it come into that time frame. All right, so 215, 230. This is what 245, 245. We ran
Yo,
these
Martin.
highs.
Martin, have you ever done that? Have you ever done this like, type of testing?
Yeah, I've
Not
done
just
it in the
like
past.
not just back testing, but back testing with the intent of getting the numbers.
With what?
With the intent of understanding the numbers.
Yeah, I've done that in the past. I have a whole YouTube. I did this about a year ago with
Oof,
the YouTube. I did
nice one.
a whole series on it, which is back testing and then adding up the plus ones, the plus twos, the negative ones, plus threes, and zeros, and showing people how it works. Patience, essentially.
How much times have you done over like the same month just to see if the month by month the correlation of the numbers?
I haven't done a repeat month. I usually just try to randomly scroll back, and then I'll land on a month, and I'll go to the first of the month, and then I'll do a whole month.
Yeah. In that instance, it would be like say instance you would do that first month and then you do it again and then the numbers different. What would that mean to you? Like the numbers are different.
Um, I don't. I think if I had different numbers, it would be very small, considering I have the strategy of like order blocks, fibs, big figure numbers, and then the high of or low of Asian session range. So I think I would be very, very, very close. I doubt I would be. I would have like a miscount, but if I do, it's only going to be by a little bit.
Your opinion, wouldn't that mean that you're not trading the exact same way?
Um, if remember, it's all kind of situational. Like we looking for candle closures. Like just right now, Andre's like, I don't know if I would have waited for the candle closure or for the candle to wick. It's also kind of situational because it's not real time. It's just kind of back testing.
Yeah, so that means you're supposed to be doing it the same way every time because it's already there. You can't do
Yeah,
nothing.
and the more you back test, the more you're gonna fall in line with consistency. Realizing you're gonna get more consistent over time if you're not having the same setups or whatever.
This is like a iffy situation right here for a trade because this looks like it could be a potential trending day or a potential early reversal for London. I'm gonna take it off of here. The 1 hour for value gap, and if it trends, then it's one and done. But ideally, I would be wanting just a retracement lower. Like this is a 1 to 5, but more than likely, if it can get to the Asian range, 50%, or even below here is a 1 to 2. But I'll just aim over here just for an overall target. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, I had a feeling that was gonna be long. Not long. I lost. -1 on that one. Them trending days. Let's see how much it trends higher. I knew. Damn. Same area. Just timing, motherfucker. Cause I think it held that 1 hour fair value gap for the most part. Yeah. It's like what happened on that. When was it? Either Wednesday or Thursday, Martin. Remember we had the trade idea, and then it just stayed in the same area until later in the day, and then it had his move.
Yo,
Same area.
Bruh, I missed a good trade when I was coming back on the airplane. I was going through TSA and I missed my entry point, and fucking I didn't get in because it already started taking off. But then the trade ended up being like a 1 to 10, 1 to 13.
Oof.
I think it was on Wednesday, a US 30.
For what?
I was like,
Cells? Was it
buys,
cells? Buy.
buys.
I think I don't know if I caught it. I was treating a lot of NAS.
Thursday, actually, Thursday's when I came back. Thursday US 30 buys, man. I missed it. The tap of the Asian session low during New York session because I slept through the London session.
Yeah, definitely be. It's a tricky game sometimes. Can't win them all though. Let's see what this next one brings. Ideally, this is kind of a middle of the range play, so I'm just waiting for timing in this case. If we can come into this fair value gap right here, yup. What time is this? 2 o'clock. If we can hold this area, maybe come down to tap 250. Potentially hold that to potentially get this run higher. That could be a potential move.
Juicy ass setup. Come on.
215. Yeah, I like these lows to potentially get ran at 3. So let's see if it's going to just push or not. All right, kind of slow momentum. So what I'm going to do is I'll say this would have been my entry here just because I have a feeling one of these candles might just make a wick and wick it out. And then it's kind of hard for you to say, oh, yeah, I would have entered there. So let me just say it beforehand. So, like, ideally, if we could run that low going into 3. Boom. Okay. See, look at that. See what I say. What I say.
Hell
Every
yeah.
time.
That's what we're talking
It's
about.
because it's the same shit every time. Like, the one thing, Martin, that I want you to pay attention to when you're looking for those Asian session highs and low moves, look for it to have a move, like, right before. So, say, for example, this is your Asian range. Like, prices in between. You get the idea. Say price does stuff like this where it comes close, but then right at like 2:30 or 3, not 3, like right at 2:30 or 1 o'clock a.m., it makes like a low really close to that area that you want to see ran. Or say for example, maybe there's a fair value gap below, but like price creates like a leg, like right before it's about to run a specific area, right before it's about to tap maybe a fair value gap. Like say for example, you had a fair value gap right here, and it made a low. What I would be waiting for is if that 3 o'clock time can come in to wick that, and then keep it pushing like that. And that's exactly what happened here. 2 o'clock made a low, 3 o'clock came down, tapped to the area, and then continue going. Now let's see if it's gonna hit TP or not. And it would have came back, but in a sense, I'm gonna say this is a winning trade just because I'm never gonna be able to anticipate it not running a high by 3 points, 5 points. It really comes down to me just being able to take profit. Because you never really know when it's going to do this. It's really hard to anticipate it. Yeah, you could see the New Day open gap was in here, but even then, it still came mad close. So for all I know, on a different broker, it might have ran it. So I'm going to say this was a win, so plus 3.8.
And it might still run it during New York, actually, because New York will usually tend to pull back to those lows.
Mm-hmm. I think it's probably going to keep pushing for the most part. Let's see.
Nope.
Bearish.
Fuck.
Yeah. Same thing, but even if you look at it this way, 3M still made the high of the day. Just barely missed the Asian range high. If it would have ran the Asian range high, that would have been its own little move right there. Not even this buy move. All right, on to the next day. Okay, I think I just went. It's 3 o'clock already. Yeah, 3:45. Damn. Sped too fast in the London session. And it looks like this is kind of a ranging day. What is this? A Wednesday? Of course, it's a Wednesday. Let's see. Markup. We got this fair value gap in here. Price could potentially be wanting to maybe reach for. We also got that 33,100 area, and everything's already bearish. It's really hard to tell, like, cause honestly, going into this 4 o'clock time, it could be a hit or miss. So 4 o'clock came into this area, tapped this gap. Is it gonna come lower? I'm gonna just take it just for the sake that it's back testing, and I'm just see if the setup's gonna play out. 3 o'clock, not 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Targeting the Asian range low, previous day's low. Best case if it can get that like real deep push. But this is like real iffy situation just because I already know more than likely 4 isn't really a mover time. It's like 3 to 5. Let's see what will happen. All right, we got to push up, push down, and then push up. Yeah, it consolidated in the area before loss. -1. Boom, on to the next. Like clockwork.
And the back testing, this strategy only works if you're taking a -1% loss a day. Now, if you start
Mm-hmm.
stacking your negative threes, this is probably the way I became one of the best, like a better trader, was doing these back testing strategies. Because if you don't, like, if you can't abide to the -1% loss rule, then you're just really like, what do they call it? A suicide by 1,000 stabs, you know? So
Yeah, this fucks it up long term. May look good in the moment, but let's see. On to the next one. We got this little 15-minute gap right below here that price could potentially be reaching for. Have that Asia range high with that fill of this potential new day open gap for Thursday. So Thursday could potentially be a day where we continue bearish to reverse. But we about to see. Let's go to the hour time frame, see if there's anything on there. Nothing too clean. So let's just leave it up to time and price. Alright, and what time is this coming into? 1:45, so it's still pretty early. And look, so this is the situation I say right here where price comes really close to an area before the time. So something I would possibly want to watch out for is a possible long situation where it can come back over here to run those lows at 3 o'clock to then go run these highs. That would be something I would ideally be looking for with about a 30-point stop, about a 1 to 2. Let's see if it can get this drop lower into it. Boom. Wick. Can't make it up. Can't make that up. That was premeditated. +2 point. I'll just say +2. You seen that right there, Martin? How it's like the same
oh
thing.
yeah,
It creates that
clear as
low.
day.
Creates that low. And then at 3 o'clock, look, 2:45, it came down for that low. Tapped the fair value gap. And then it kept going. It's like those false moves in a sense. And let's see if it where it's going to keep going. Damn. Yep, Thursday reversal ended up being looks bearish for the most part though. So bearish reversal on Thursday. Oh, no bullish again. Okay. That
Well,
was an
just had to
interesting
fill that
Thursday.
fair value gap from the previous day, and then from there, that was probably the where buyers were waiting for that mid after the New York Open push down to then get in for to take out the sellers for the longs.
Yeah, but this is an ugly day in my opinion. There's too much up and down. Too much chop. Not really clean. Like anybody that was in a trade before basically 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon probably wouldn't have won. And this is a Thursday, so I don't even think those ain't news. It was just a late move. Let's see, on to Friday. Ideally, we'd want to see it continue bullish since the whole week's already been bullish. Ideally, we'd want to see these Asian range lows get ran during a London to have a nice little move lower. We got this 500 level down here also that I'm going to be watching out for. Let's pull the fib to get an idea of where we could potentially retrace to. Let me see the continuation level. Continuation level is right by the 500 level. Right around, it looks like this is probably going to be a daily for value gap right here also. I don't want to go to the daily time frame just because I know it's going to just cook the back test. But I'm pretty sure this is a daily for value gap right here also. So right around this 500 area is where I'm ideally looking for price to reach for. Now, it might not even happen during London. So that's another main thing. Yeah, it's already 315, and it looks like price may be reaching down for this area for a potential move later. Could go higher, but I would rather be in on a long. Yeah, if I would have got in Asian range low, probably would have been a nice move. Yeah, 3 o'clock. Same idea for the most part. If you look at it like this, ran the Asian range low, but it didn't really have any other confirmation besides the fact that it ran the Asian range low and it tapped into like this little area. But that would have been about a 1 to 2.8. Same thing, 30-point stop. Held this 30-minute order block right in here.
Yup.
And then it kind of pushed. Didn't have a retracement because even the 38.20% is all the way down here. So this was like no retracement whatsoever. So what I'm really thinking is this is either just going to continue to trend crazy for the Friday, or New York's going to have a retracement lower to then push it higher. So let's see. Yep, there goes that retracement lower. Boom.
Boom.
Big old retrace. Honestly, this is a fat ass retrace. And it's 11:30. I don't even know if it'll go bullish from here. But Fridays be diff. Yeah, it didn't even continue going bullish from there. So let's see. Let's add that from the last day. Plus 2.8. On to the next. And I think I know this day already. It kind of sucks when I know what's likely to happen already, but in a sense, that's what we want. You know what I mean? Because we've seen it happen before. But ideally, before this Asian range closes, the main thing I'm looking for a potential trade is, since this is Monday, I'm going to be watching the new day open gap, because that tends to be like a move I like to watch on Mondays. I like to watch that weekly gap, the new day open gap, because since it's so early in the week, it usually has a good reaction for the most part, and it won't necessarily need us to run a higher low. We could just kind of fill in that higher time frame gap. So what I'm going to be looking for ideally is, once this Asian range closes, I'm going to be watching for a run of this short-term low over here for that false break to into this gap, going into ideally 2 to 3 o'clock a.m. to possibly target Asia range high and then short-term high up here. So where would I ideally be looking for? I'll just say ideally good entry would be around the 50% of the Asian range with about a 30-point stop, I say. So let's see. It's coming into it. Boom. Tapped it. Turned into a wick. Good wicks. And what time did it create this low? 3 a.m. Would you look at that? It's not random. Not random. Let's see where it goes. All right. So right now, break even trade TP2. See if we can hit the overall target. Overall target for plus 3.2. Would have got hit for the Monday trade. Right there. Plus 3.2. And let's see if it just continues from there. Nope. Look to both sides. And that's why we get out when we can, because you never know what's going to happen. Now on
Gotta
to
abide to the
Tuesday.
strategy.
Oh, yeah.
If your strategy is to take a London trade, then you need to take profit during London. If your trade is to take profit during New York or take a trade during New York, have a take profit, because fucking these things reverse all the time. And if you're not moving your stop loss to break even, you're taking L's for sure.
Oh, yeah. It's really situational, though, because sometimes it may just wait till New York to even move. It really just depends. I would rather go to sleep break even 100%, but unfortunately, I wish it was always that easy. Sometimes shit just play around for so long. All right, so Tuesday, everything's kind of bearish. We have this previous week's low right around here. We're in the middle of this range. Let's check the hour time frame. We have this 1 hour for value gap up here still. That needs to be fully filled in. And that 50% of that already looks like it got filled. I don't see anything too clean yet. I'll let time and price kind of show me. All right, we're digging deep. Time is this? 2:30. So we're running these lows. Oh, big old drop. What's this? 3? Yeah, 3 o'clock we ran these lows. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna measure the 50% of this big wick to see if we're gonna get a reaction off it. And if we don't get a reaction off of this wick at around this, it looks like this 33,300 level. And it's probably just no trade day. Let's see. It's like, all right, 315. Ran this low, 50% of the wick, 300 level. I'll take it. So I'll go along here. Ideally, this is backwards. Ideally looking to target the Asian range high in anticipation that this is going to be an overall bullish move. 30-point stop loss, so right below this wick. So if that wick is ran, then I'm just wrong. Let's see what happens. RIP. All right, on to the next. I have 3 more days for this whole month, and it's back tested. So yeah, for the most part, it looks like it just continued trending lower. So I'm cool with taking the L's on the days that end up trending, because if I just keep pushing it, it's gonna cook my ass. Can't keep pushing on the trending days. Those are the days that pushing is not an option. Got this fair value gap on the 15-minute. Got this previous day's low, potential target. Let's watch this Asia range high, Asia range low. Alright, so let's see what we can get. Wait for this time and price to line up. Oh, these are deep ass moves. 2 o'clock already. Let's see. What do we buy? Yeah, 33,000 is all the way down there. 33,100. What is this? 230. So something I would want to see maybe for a potential move is maybe we run this low, potentially go higher. Let's see. Come a little bit lower. Oh, yeah, no trade there. RIP. That shit just died. 3 a.m. died. So I'm gonna just say no trade day here. Just cause it could go higher, but it also has a chance that it could just keep dropping for the most part. Wacky Wednesdays. Yeah, it just kept dropping for the most part. No trade in there for the Wednesday, so we got Thursday and Friday left, and then we're done with May. And nice little back test. All right, mark the same thing up. First thing I notice is we got this pretty clean new day open gap right up where this Asian range high is. Boom, Asian range high, new day open gap. We also have that 850 level right above those highs. So what I'm gonna look for is potential run higher to see price go lower. Where would I be looking at target? Asia range low and these short-term lows here, just because this range is 170 points, so it's a little bit wider. So what I'm gonna look for is ideally look for price to run this Asia range high. 30-point stop, enough so it could tap into 850 if it wants to. And where would I target? Ideally, this would be my first partial, just because this is already a 1 to 4, and it's not even the Asia range low. So see what happens. Price pushed into it, and it died off. Now this personally, I don't know if I should count this as a trade or not. It didn't run the high, but it came into the gap. So it's like the idea is the same. You know what I mean? The trade idea is the same. I'll just add it because this is a trade idea. Nonetheless, everything's gonna be real situational. No, my impatient ass. I might have got in before it ran it anyway. So once I hit here, TP, let's see where it would have kept going. It just would have came back up anyway. So that's why we take partials. Thursday looks like it's ranging. Yeah, it's ranging for the most part. Let's see what we can get on Friday. Friday's gonna get a push of these highs for London to possibly take price lower. Asia range. Previous day's high. Previous day's low. Let's check the hour time frame. Nothing too crazy. Thursday potentially could have made the low of the week to potentially go bullish. So if we can get a run at the higher low, ideally, that's going to be the main thing that I'm looking for in price. We got this 700 level in here. And then we got this here. Let's just wait for time and price. Okay, what time is this? 2:15 we ran these highs. Okay, so I'm watching this high right here. So it's still a little bit early. And it also looks like we got that 32,800 level for price to potentially reach into. Let's see if we keep pushing. All right, we got a run of this at 230. If we can turn into a wick right at this 800 level, that would be a nice little potential trade. Right there. Got a nice little wick. 30-point stop, ideally. Looking at target what? Asia range low. But even then, if we can even target these lows down here, that's still a 1 to 2.6. So let's see what we can get. That would have played. Stop loss got close. But I'm telling you, after back testing 30 in NAS for so long, I ideally know how much I should be risking when it comes to point-wise. 30 tends to hold when I'm right, when I'm wrong. Yeah, but let's just add this. So plus 2.6. I ain't gonna lie, Kino, you here? He's not here, but from the last time I back tested this month, I did not do as good as this. I'm about to add it up. So last time I did May, I did 11% for the month. Well, 11 risk reward. I'm about to add up this one. So plus 2 plus 3.6 plus 0 minus 1 minus 1 minus 1 plus 2 plus 2.5 minus 1 minus 1 plus 3.8 minus 1 plus 2 plus 2.8 plus 3.2 minus 1 plus 0 plus 4 plus 2.6. 21.5%. That's amazing.
What that means is that that number is a lot off than from the first time. So what that means is
Mm-hmm.
one, maybe you have a better understanding because maybe you've seen it before, and now your understanding of what the direction they moved got better. And two, you're not trading the same.
Nah, it's definitely trading the same. It's all the same shit. Highs and lows getting
But why
ran.
is the
It may
numbers are
not be the
different?
same exact setup though, but even then, it's all time based. So I don't really even know.
But
Maybe
if
I
it's
had
different,
higher
it's different.
TPs.
If
It
it's
just
different, then
depends.
it's different. That means your trading is not the same. Because if you had a
Looking
higher
back
TP,
at it
it
though,
still
three
means your
days I
trading is
didn't
not
take
the same.
trades. 3 days I didn't take trades last time, and one of those days that I didn't take a trade on, I won 4% on. So that's one of the things.
Mhm.
Uh, First
Still
trade
means
was
you still
break
not
even.
trading.
Second trade was still the same. So the first week, essentially, the results were almost the same. The second week, it's crazy. These are very similar. But certain days that I didn't trade, I took a loss new. This is very similar, surprisingly. Weirdly enough.
So that means you got to do it again, bro.
I think the
The numbers got to be
only
really
thing that was
close.
different was I took one or two more trades, and those trades just won. That's because I'm looking at the difference, like break even, plus two, plus 3.5, plus 3.6, minus one, zero, minus one, minus one, minus one, minus one, minus one, minus one, plus two, plus 2.5, plus 2.5, minus one, zero, minus one, plus three, plus 3.8, minus one, plus two, plus 2.8, plus 2.5, plus 2, plus 3.2, 0, minus 1, 0, 0, 0, plus 4, minus 1, plus 2.6. So for the most part, is mostly the same, but the days, but I have these wins, they let run a little bit more. So I had like zero point 0.5 that I did, zero point 0.8, zero point 0.2. And then on one of the days I had plus 4. And on the day last time I did it was 0. So for the
But you
most part, it
said,
seems like the same trades. But I think
well,
if
what's the
anything, I
number
took
you
more.
said?
So it's
What's the
last
number?
month I did 11. This one is 21.5.
That's
It's a
10
little difference.
percentage. Big. That's a
Shit,
big difference, bro.
shit, it's a big difference. But essentially, 90% of these are almost the same thing. It's just like those one or two trades that where there's no trade days, just one. So it added up fast. Like on the last week, last time I had plus 1%. On this week, yeah, 3.2, 4, and plus 2.6. So it was the last week on these that really made the difference. But the rest is pretty the same, like for the most part. Pretty shocking. All right, we'll see for next time.
You go to another month and try another month. Maybe like March. March for me was the worst month.
I don't even want. I want to do May just because I think May had my most setups compared to other months. So like I actually get to see it happen the most compared to like shit like June so far is like real iffy. Like I probably would be all lost.
March was the worst. In all of my back testing, March was the worst. I have no idea why March was so bad.
I don't know. Maybe it's just the time of the month too. Cause even like with me, it's like certain things
May
just
was
played a little
hot.
bit
May
different.
was hot, bro. May was a good month, bro. I could have passed challenges. May was a good month.
We go see if I could do recreate these results live market now. Cause if I could do that, we good. Just gotta do it live. Cause backtest is one thing. In the moment, it's always different.
The moment's always different when they money rip behind it. But at least you could be confident with your setup because you know it's the same shit.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm confident with myself. I have, if anything, I have too much confidence. I'll put confidence in trade subs. I'm more than likely probably shouldn't. Like I don't really have a fear of getting in. It's more or less the other shit in between. Like a fast loss. That's what I'm not good with fast losses. What else? Fast losses, winning trades, turning against me. Um, yeah, those are like the two main things, and just being able to handle losses. I hate losing. That's why
Plus,
London works. I could just go to sleep and say fuck it, fuck it.
New York be having the most fast losses, bro.
Yeah, and I'm cool off that because you can get stopped out too early, and you just got stopped out for nothing. Like the move ain't even happen. I'd rather just hold my trade if I can, and if I can avoid New York, I'll avoid it. New York, it could just like I can get a nice move like right here, nice little London move, and then New York just chops up the whole day. Just leave that shit alone. But nice little back tested session. Last time it was 2 hours, but I think it just took longer because we were more or less talking the whole time. But for the people on the YouTube stream, I'm gonna end it off here. Nice little hour of back testing. I would just rewatch it, see what I'm doing if you really want to get an idea how I trade, the setups I look for, risk to reward, what are my targets, entries, all of that. Because the same way I back test, the same way I'm gonna wake up tonight for London session. So look for the same thing. But our stream, I'm gonna talk to y'all and everyone on Zoom. I'm gonna wait.